Uh, Good evening, all of you. I am thankful to organizers of All India Ophthalmological Society Conference, that is virtual 2021. And I'm also thankful to our chairperson, Dr. A. Deshpande sir, for giving me this opportunity in this medical legal symposium. I think last 1.5 years, we have been passing through this phase of COVID, and post-COVID practice norms in case of ophthalmology, they are little different. What practice we had done pre-COVID is not the same one. So pre-COVID, COVID, and post-COVID, these are three eras you can classify as. What practice was there before Corona, before COVID is not the same nowadays. So the topic allotted to me is practical oriented, and that is in relation to post-COVID. So after COVID, in relation to ophthalmology, when the COVID came, people thought it is the disease to be handled by family physicians, then intensivists, ICU consultants, and super specialists like physicians. And very less number of cases used to come to ophthalmologists when there was the complication in relation to ophthalmology. But then when the second wave came, and there were few complications in case of COVID patients, those who had diabetes, and then they had the oxygen also. And there was some relation, and that mucormycosis was seen. And at that point of time, ENT consultants and ophthalmologists, they were very busy. It was so unfortunate that people who survived after COVID got this mucormycosis, and they lost their eyes, they lost that shape of their face, and it was unfortunate on their part. In few cases, lives were also lost. Now, the thing is, you have to be very careful when the patient comes to ophthalmologist with some redness, some eye pain, some headache, some pigmentation, some nose choking at and around orbit and nasal area. You can suspect mucormycosis if the patient had history of corona and he is diabetic and was on oxygen when he was admitted in the hospital, and in some cases when the steroids were given. So if that is the case, you must suspect mucormycosis, and you should refer the patient to proper person, proper hospital. I think nasal endoscopy, that is the first thing you can advise to your patients. Ask them to go to ENT specialist, and the proper care has to be taken. Don't wait and don't try those patients and treat yourself in your own clinic setup or your own hospital. Whenever the patients are coming to you in your setup for some surgery, I think the norms are changed in today's era. You can ask for RT-PCR to be done for the patients so that before surgery, you are in a position that the person doesn't have COVID. In some cases, when you don't have time and RT-PCR is not that way possible, you can have that rapid antigen test. As most of you know, it is the false negative which is seen in case of rapid antigen. After negativity of rapid antigen test, even the person can be positive. So that particular thing you must keep in your mind. Whenever you are handling these patients of COVID in your indoor, in your operation theater, PPE kit must be used by surgeon and the staff in the operation theater and indoor wards. Whenever the COVID corona patient is getting operated in your operation theater, probably that period of 2 hours, that fumigation you can do, and you can wait for next case to be operated. All equipments, linen, instruments, those have to be properly sterilized when you are using those things for the next patient. So whenever COVID corona patient is getting operated, it is the safety measures what you have to perform for your own, for your hospital staff, and not for only your own and hospital staff, but for other patients also, so that if proper care is taken, probably other patients will not be suffering from the same. In today's era, I think as 1.5 years is gone after COVID corona, the whole world was facing that particular problem, and vaccination has started. Even in India, we could not complete total vaccination. Basically, in the first phase of vaccination, the doctors were asked to get vaccinated, and most of the medical fraternity, they are vaccinated. Second chance was given to the hospital staff, that is paramedicals. And even paramedicals are vaccinated. See that your staff who is operating, who is there in the operation theater as assistants, nurses, paramedicals, should also get vaccinated. Suppose they are getting vaccinated, there is less risk of complications due to corona COVID. And the same way, suppose the general public, the whole population of India gets vaccinated, the whole world gets vaccinated in a proper way, probably we will be in a position to fight corona in a proper way. I think you must have heard about that Delta variant nowadays. Probably the cases in India were on the lower side. Even in Maharashtra, today's news is that probably that Delta variant is going to trouble. So we must pray God, it shouldn't trouble us more. So telemedicine also can be used in this post-COVID era, but there has to be some disclaimer. Whatever medicines you have been prescribing for corona with telemedicine, there are certain limitations because you are not seeing the patient physically. So clinical judgment may not be perfect. And with that rider, with that disclaimer, you can give that telemedicine treatment. Online medical checkup and consultations have already started because of this COVID era. So I think it is also the opportunity to project and promote your practice. You cannot be just sitting at home. You just cannot be aside and stop your practice. Face your practice, face your patients, take proper precautions. And whenever the patient doesn't want to come to hospital and he wants to remain at home, give these options to a patient. So accept this particular thing with positivity. Medical record keeping is a must. It has to be done. Sometimes you may feel that teleconsultation is given. Why to write something? But you must keep record of these patients. What type of treatment you have given, what type of complaints the patient had, what was the recovery. And you should also not forget to collect the charges because medical legal aspects are also important for online consultation. There is one more thing going on. There has to be some immunity to medical professionals for giving this online consultation and telemedicine business. Because in this COVID era, the norms of treating the patients were different. Like nothing was written about oxygenation and steroids and anti-COVID treatment to be given in the wards. It was just the practically search thing by the doctors. So that legal immunity, medical legal immunity has to be given. And for that, associations like Indian Medical Association, they are fighting. So protective gears you must use in your premises when there is direct physical consultation. There are changing government rules and regulations. Most of the times, even government doesn't know what sort of rules they are applying. So you have to be well acquainted with those rules. Interpretation of the rules should be proper. What rules were there in the first wave, in the second wave, the rules are a little different. In this telemedicine and online consultation, you can use social media also. Use of teleophthalmology, mobile app, artificial intelligence should also be promoted. In your treatment as ophthalmologist, you can involve family physicians, super specialists, general ophthalmologists to interpret your results, motivate your patients, motivate their families and society at large that the way you have to tackle this corona, you have to tackle this COVID, not from your end as ophthalmologists and doctors, but it is the responsibility of each and everybody, that is society and government at large. You should make use of optometrists, paramedics for taking online pictures of the patients, fundus photographs, various reports, and sending them to higher centers for interpretation is a must. Involve various super specialists, and interpretation and further management also can be facilitated because of that. Arrangement of online social awareness programs is the responsibility of medical profession, which we all should do. And with all these words, I think I have tried to cover how to tackle medical profession in this post-COVID era. I think I have finished my talk within time. Thank you so much, each and everybody, for the patient listening.